let's talk about the elephant in the room.
You mean people that drink?
Yep. When it comes to destroying your results and basically not going stagnant, but going backwards.
Going backwards. Yes.
I think we both made a post on Facebook, probably got the most interaction of any post that we've made recently. The title of my post was, "Alcohol is for losers, and you are better than that." People really took that like I was calling them losers. I'm not calling anybody a loser. I'm basically telling everybody that they would be better if they didn't drink alcohol, and that alcohol is in no way helping them in any way whatsoever. Let's talk about what alcohol does for the mind, body, and spirit, and how it negatively affects a person's ability to get healthy.
Well, so over the past 20 years, I've done body composition analysis for over 50,000 people, and I see most people an average of 5 weeks. And so that's a lot of math and a lot of analyzing data. And when you're using a machine like an InBody like we got, and you can see shifts in their body water, changes in their skeletal muscle and their adipose tissue, and then you combine that with what you see in their blood work. And so what we've learned over time is that, you know, when somebody's cortisol baseline is at a certain level for the week on average, then they're going to lose muscle and store fat at the same time. And the reason for that is because when there's an inflammatory response in the body releases cortisol to mitigate that inflammatory response and keep it from getting out of control. So it's needed. But when you're driving inflammation from alcohol, it causes inflammation in many different systems in your body. Your cortisol baseline is so high that your liver just constantly pulls free amino acids from the bloodstream and convert it into glucose, and then you store that sugar as fat. And when your liver's taking amino acids out of the bloodstream, it's doing that because it doesn't want your inflammation to get too bad, but it's also taking away from your body's ability to upregulate muscle tissue and organ health and everything like that. And out of everything you can do to create inflammation in your body, seed oils, getting sick, taking prednisone, doing antibiotics, having a divorce,
right.
Just a couple drinks in a week spikes people's cortisol long enough and high enough to where they always lose muscle and gain fat, and they spin their wheels week after week after week after week. And I'm not just saying this because I don't like alcohol. I'm saying this because I have so many people that do everything just perfect and think that they're going to be able to out-nutrition and out-exercise alcohol use on a weekly basis. And unfortunately, I just don't think there's any amount of alcohol that's beneficial to somebody's ability to build muscle and burn fat.
Well, in my opinion, if anybody is educated or allowed to speak on alcohol, you would be one of the people. I mean, you were an alcoholic. You beat it.
I did.
You've been how 2.5 years?
I'm almost 3 years sober now, and I've been doing this job and weighing people in and preaching nutrition since I was in my teens, and I've never stopped living the life, and I never stopped eating healthy food, and I never stopped exercising, and my health spiraled down. I drank daily through my early 30s, and it caught up with me within a couple years of drinking. I had a good 3-year run. And by the time I was done, you know, I was fat and ugly and had every sign of leaky gut and malnutrition and high cortisol levels and that there is. And I did everything right except for have a six-pack after work every night.
Right. And I've heard you say, like, talking with people about if someone just drinks, basically has like 2 drinks on a Monday and 2 drinks on a Thursday,
yeah, their liver has inflammation. It causes damage to their stomach lining. It kills good microbes and promotes the growth of yeasts that are invasive and actually release chemicals that trick your brain into you craving more alcohol. And then it causes liver inflammation. It triggers an immune system response. And then your cortisol baseline elevated after a couple of drinks for 3 to 5 days. So that's 3 to 5 days where you're just not going to build muscle and burn fat. unless you're 22.
So how long does is the liver dealing with alcohol after you? Like if I had 2 drinks tonight, how long is my liver basically dealing with that alcohol?
Well, you, considering how healthy you are, it probably in and out, you might be just fine from 2 drinks. But, you know, if you take somebody that has an inactive lifestyle, eats trashy food, and has been drinking on a regular basis for many, many years, it's going to take much, much longer. It just depends on the overall state of their liver. And we see liver enzymes in blood work every day, and we see visceral fat on our scale, and that's an indicator of liver function. So we know that people have different degrees. Everybody's got a little bit of a fatty liver, or some degree of fatty liver. It's on a spectrum, though. Is it stage 5? Is it stage 1? Or is it just a little bit metabolically dysfunctional? That depends on the person. But, you know, for somebody that's overweight and trying to lose weight and has 20, 30, 40 pounds to lose, chances are they've been living an unhealthy lifestyle, eating too much food and putting damage on their liver for so long that, you know, it's going to take them, you know, for the full 3, 5, 7 days to heal from just having a couple drinks and getting a buzz one day a week. That's
crazy. Well, you think alcohol is the number one thing that prevents people from having the kind of success? Because like you said earlier,
prednisone.
Antibiotics.
When the doctor prescribes you cortisol for inflammation and you take it, you're going to lose muscle and gain fat uncontrollably. But people aren't on prednisone all the time or cortisol all the time. So and then sometimes healthy women on their cycle, they get a good cortisol spike and go backwards 1 week out of the month. But other than that, alcohol is by far the biggest driving factor for inflammation and cortisol releasing.
I think that's another thing that separates us in the fact that, you know, we're not telling patients that they have fatty liver. We're telling patients we treat every patient as if they had fatty liver. Let's just get in there and do some house cleaning, so to speak. Like, you know, like the analogy I tell people, if people's ever done any painting in their life, right? A high-end painting job is 100% about the prep, right? It's about the sanding and the taping and getting the material ready to absorb at a high level, right? That's hormones, right?
Yeah, when you eat food, you stress the liver metabolically. It needs time to repair itself, you know. So if you're eating every 2 hours all day long, it doesn't matter how healthy you are, your liver will become metabolically dysfunctional and will need a break to clear house. You know, when you eat food, you're triggering the metabolism of the liver to take sugar and convert it into fat and store fat. If you drive that process all the time, it just gets fatty. So when you fast or when you go into ketosis, the liver has to stop taking sugar and storing fat and start taking fat and converting it into glucose for you to run on to regulate the blood sugar. You can't just stay in one state or the other all the time. You need to be metabolically flexible and be able to bounce back and forth from both. And then causing liver inflammation from drinking alcohol just ruins your ability to do that for days on end. So you're just in fat storing the whole time.
Well, tell people why they need to click the link down below and book a free consultation with us to kind of continue this conversation and learn about how they can clean up their liver, how they can absorb at a higher level, and how they can improve their wellness.
If you're out there and alcohol is a problem for you, and you come here, it's not just me and Chad. The rest of our staff, our entire staff, is extremely experienced in dealing with addiction, drug and alcohol use, and changing behavior. And that's what we specialize in. Our medical directors are psychiatrists. Everything we do is based on changing people's behavior and getting them to change their lifestyle. So we don't expect people. Some people it's hard for them to quit. They can't fathom the thought of not drinking.
Right.
It's been part of their life for so long. But you know, if you're stuck and you want to get in shape and you want to build muscle and burn fat, you have to. You just can't drink. You just can't do it.
You're right. If you're out there and you're drinking or you're having an issue with any kind of addiction, come see us at Cellular Health MD. Brad and I are literally passionate. Brittany's an addiction specialist as well. We're literally passionate about helping people beat whatever it is, whatever addiction there is, and turn it into something positive. So I would encourage y'all to click the link down below and book a free consultation.